Hello, world, and everyone. I'm Joonas Virtanen. I'm the creative director and co-founder of Contrast. We are a digital agency that has been in existence for roughly 3.5 years. Here in Finland, we're based in Lauttasaari, just over the bridge there. And we're also planning to open an office in New York this spring. And with me is one of our great developers, Timi Wahalahti. Also goes by the Twitter handle of Wahalahti. He's kind of a big deal in the Twitter community, so go follow him. And we're here to talk about the versatility of WordPress and how you can adapt it to many different situations and industries. And we're going to go through two recent works of ours, Mixtec, an e-commerce store for Mixtec, and also a search platform for furnished New York apartments. So let's begin. WordPress has come a really long way during the 13 years of its existence, and how long of a way exactly? Like we mentioned, 13 years, that's 4,613 days, 11,712 hours, and I didn't put minutes up there, but that would be something like 5 million, I guess. And that's not actually that long, right? But in terms of the internet, it's an eternity. But it has really come a long way because it started as a tiny blogging platform. But from there, it has evolved to the most trusted and most versatile CMS in the world. And we believe that it's exactly the versatility and the ease of use that have been its keys to success. Keys to success. That sounds like DJ Khaled. Have you been following DJ Khaled's Snapchat, by the way? Shout out to that. You should check it out. It's great. So nowadays it powers almost 25% of all of Well's websites. That's a lot of websites. That's a shit ton of websites. And it even powers some of the biggest companies in the world. Companies like CNN, Mercedes-Benz, Time Inc., Sony Music, New Yorker, TechCrunch, Vogue, Quartz, New York Times. And it's not like they're some kind of tiny employee blog that it powers. It powers the main websites of these companies. But for some reason it still suffers from this tiny blogging platform image because it started out as such, and that image has kind of lingered for some reason. But the truth is that nowadays there's not really a limit to the versatility and scalability of WordPress. I mean, if there was a limit, why would a company like CNN start using it? That being said, let's go check out some of the case studies we've been working on lately. First one of them. Oh, by the way, feel free to interrupt me anytime. If you have questions, just raise your hand and we can try to answer to those best as we can. So, one recent work we did was for restaurant industry supplier called Mixtec. It was a combination of WordPress and WooCommerce. It was a B2B web store for them. And the main goals and requirements of the case were that it should have a tight integration to the ERP. They were using Lemonsoft, and I think Timi would have a word or two to say about Lemonsoft because it definitely was not the easiest or nicest platform to integrate with. It was actually hell to integrate.
Not hell, but challenging.
Okay, that was a more politically correct way to say it. So what we wanted to get from there was stock availability, price, sales units, order statuses. We wanted to keep it still lean. We could have gone more gung-ho with it and taken more stuff, but we wanted to keep it lean at this point and maybe expand in the future. We also wanted smooth usability, especially with recurring orders, because many of their customers go into the web store and do the same order. So we wanted to make it so that it's easy to reorder almost with just one click. We also wanted to have accurate product recommendations on the site. So this is how it turned out in the end. Feel free to go check it out. It's at mixtech.fi. And Timi, do you have some more to say about the integrations and
we did ERP integration to Lemonsoft. Like we fetched the price and status and like this product bunch stuff from Lemonsoft to WooCommerce and update that data automatically, so that there is always the first data from the product, and Mixtech will have to like update data all to WooCommerce and also to the Lemonsoft, so the data is always in one place. And likewise we did some all the status things with Lemonsoft, so that when some client orders from the website, the order is automatically sent to Lemonsoft, and we fetch the order status from Lemonsoft on a regular basis, so like the client has always the newest data, where is the order coming and how is it processing.
Right. Exactly. And we also did some other marketing collateral for them.
Yeah.
And well, this is what the client said after the case, and obviously the development continues on the case, so we want to keep making it better. And Mixtech, and especially Ira, they were a great client. Really good to work with them. Shout out to Ira if you're watching. The other case study I wanted to present was for a New York-based real estate company, and they have this platform for renting out furnished apartments called furnishednycapartments.com. And they wanted to completely renew it so that it's really easy to search the apartments and that it works well on mobile as well. This is how it turned out in the end. And again, the goals and requirements of the case were that it has to have a really easy and stylish apartment search. It has to be custom made on WordPress. It should be really easy and fast to update by the client with absolutely zero coding knowledge. Also, they wanted to have kind of a weekly deals featured apartment section that was easy to manage by the client again. And they wanted to make it so that it's really fast and easy to for the client to add and modify new apartments on the website. We also created a little neighborhood guide section that's going to be expanded even further to provide some little extra for the user, and also to give some more SEO juice on the site. A little bit about the search itself. This is the search apartment. So again, Timi can elaborate on this, but you can filter the apartments based on the neighborhood, apartment type, whether it's studio, one bedroom, two bedroom, so forth, and on the price range. And the way we made the search is actually so that it gives points to each apartment based on how well they match those criteria, and then arranges those on how well they match, so that you get a good amount of apartments on each search, even the ones that don't match each and every one of those, but still it's relevant to your search. And you can see a little bit of the front end of one apartment. And on the back end, you can easily add new, just add the name and description, add basic information. We used the internal functions of WordPress to the best of our abilities and tried to not reinvent the wheel with that. And we think it turned out pretty good in that sense. Here's the search front end again. Did I miss anything on the
No, I think not.
search stuff?
No, I think not.
Great. Also, on the on the neighborhood guide, we created some of the content for it, most of the text content and some of the photo content as well. We went to take it on site and also use some other photographers' stuff and some image bank stuff, fortunately as well. This is, again, we made custom post types for each of those, so this is how the custom post type for the neighborhood looks. Those are, again, because the plan for the company is to keep adding new apartments from different neighborhoods, so we want to make it so that it's easy to add more, easy to scale up, because they're growing quite a lot. This is the finished product in its inherent environment.
And one cool thing about the mobile app, mobile website is that you can like swipe the apartments and easily find a new apartment by swipe.
Right. You should go check it out on your mobile. It's furnished near nycapartments.com. Should work quite nicely. Again, that's the finished desktop product. And like I said, obviously both of these cases, even though they're done, they're never done. We want to keep developing them further and adding new functions and polishing them and helping the site grow, and most importantly in the process, helping the client grow. Especially with because for both of these companies, the websites are pretty integral to the success of the company. So we want to be tightly immersed in their growth. Now, the stuff that I mentioned here, that's only a tiny little fraction of what WordPress can do. Actually, there's a myriad of different innovative ways that you can use WordPress. And we hope that this has, in some small way, intrigued you or helped you appreciate WordPress a little bit more. And go out there and do something great with it, because in the end, there's no limit to what you can do with WordPress. Thanks a lot. That's that, short and sweet. If you have any, there we go, first question.
I guess that the one question that probably a lot of you are thinking, how did you get the New York-based client?
Well, like I said, we're planning to go there, open an office there, and that's partly because I've been attending this part-time school program there and living there part of the year. So let's just say that we've been doing some marketing and outreach there, and we have been getting a lot of good leads. So.
Okay. Was there any difference working with the US office clients?
To be honest, not so much. And also, right now we only have a few clients there, so they're all individuals, I guess. So I can't really generalize yet. But not really, not that much yet. To be honest, it's in the end, it's not that much different of a world, especially in the WordPress and development.
Because we're a small company, so when Joonas is in New York, I can chat with Joonas in Slack, evening, and the communication works quite well also.
Like Timi said, that I split my time between Helsinki and New York, and it's been thanks to Slack and Skype and everything. When we're working from Helsinki, it's not like each one of us works from 9 to 5 at the office anyway. So in the end, it's not that much different, to be honest. The world is getting a lot smaller in that sense.
Any specific things that you find that was hard or problematic in these cases with WordPress or any? There will be tomorrow meetup is Tampere meetup is about the horror cases of WordPress. So that sort of any findings that you would share with the others that maybe you should reconsider doing something, or you would avoid something with WordPress, or pay more attention to it when you bid out or these kind of things.
Right.
Not specifically with these cases, I think, but in Mixtech there was like this. We were using cron jobs to fetch the data from Lemonsoft, so it's it have to be remembered that you can just do some cron job and leave it here. You have to monitor that it works, and you have to fire it with your servers control or something that the client doesn't see that. But
was that
firing
more due to WordPress or more due to the Lemonsoft system?
It was both. Lemonsoft was quite slow to response, and WordPress was some kind of hard to make some queries to work, but it was good.
And to be honest, with these specific cases, it was surprisingly smooth. We had no big problems in development or anything else.
I think we don't have in most cases.
Yeah, and we also, that's true. And also because both cases were, the Mixtech case had the Lemonsoft integration, and also this New York case had kind of stuff we haven't done before, or both had kind of new elements to what we've been doing before. So we tried to play a lot of time for ourselves to make those, just in case some kind of horror scenario comes up. So we added kind of a month or two extra time to the development time, just in case, but it went all pretty smoothly.
Do you use a lot of plugins or not?
In general, we
don't use much plugins. We use mostly our own development plugins. We don't use that much already done plugins from the old.
And your own plugins you created with Lemonsoft?
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, we have mostly the philosophy with WordPress plugins that, there are a few kind of open and free WordPress plugins that we do use, but we try to minimize the use of plugins, and we want to, each new plugin that we kind of take into use, we want to test it really well, because we want to minimize the use of those, because there are a lot of bad plugins out there, and especially, it might work when you put it together. When you put the site together, you take some kind of random plugins, and it might work, but then the odds are that a couple of months down the line, you will have some problems with those. So want to be really conservative with those.
Yeah, and after you create those plugins with Lemonsoft software, do you try to actually sell those too, or no?
In the long run, it is our plan to, because we have been creating a lot of different plugins, and in the long run, our plan is to sell those, or then submit them to the directory for people to use for free.
Actually, we're releasing Hintaseuranta and the Data plugins in few weeks from here to publicity, for free to download.
Thank you.
How about templates? Do you use some ready-made based templates, or is it pure HTML goodness from scratch?
Yeah, we don't use any kind of ready-made templates. Everything we have kind of our own bare bones foundation. So we don't have to obviously start from very scratch with each case. But in general, we customize each site from the scratch. We don't use any ready-made themes.
And for that design, you use Adobe Illustrator?
Yeah. For design, we mostly use Photoshop and Sketch for creating the UI. Yes.
Thank you.
Sites. Any other questions? Feel free to ask, no matter how obvious or silly it might feel.
Did you guys use the new API for the filter stuff, the searches?
No, we didn't. Because when we built the Nuke site, the REST API was kind of horrible. So it wasn't an option.
Actually, it was on my notes to mention REST API on the slide that said that there is no limit to what you can do with WordPress, because it's been said that that's gonna be another step like custom post types was back in the day. That the REST API has the potential to bring it to a whole new level. So what do you guys think about the REST API? Have you guys been looking into it more?
Hopeful for it.
Yeah.
Hopeful for it to be good, but haven't been taking it on
Right.
yet.
We've tested some REST API stuff, but we don't have any in production. So
Yeah. We have been using those not with WordPress, but Drupal and Easy Publish to create headless systems for the content repositories and these kind of things, or image repository, video repositories. And I'm not 100% sure whether that would be any kind of sweet spot for WordPress to like host 1 million nodes or content blocks or whatever, and then never be used as a system. Maybe type them in, and that's it. It could be, it could be not. I'm jury's out there still. I would say because the Drupal has certain strengths in the manipulation of the content.
Right.
Programmatically inside the system compared to WordPress that is at the end quite simple. So the whole thing gets really quickly quite messy. So that's interesting thing. I have a discussion with Simon Dixon from WordPress Automatic WordPress VIP program, and he thinks that the REST API will be a huge thing in the future. So
he kind of has a vested interest in thinking that. So,
But there are good guys making it. So
yeah, it's true.
But I would check it that he thinks that it will level the playing field, especially on the higher ends, higher needs with the bigger customers and so forth,
Right.
that can then integrate easier with the all kind of system that they have, all the ERPs, CRMs, the other enterprise systems, without that much of a hassle. So that will be probably a big thing, but not now, in a year or two, and not with the small customers, but the bigger ones. On that note, have you tried Calypso yet?
I don't think we have.
I don't think we have. Anybody else?
read about it, but
Okay, so that will be we maybe. Well, if somebody does it, then I guess that the March WordPress Café slot is taken, but there is time for May that if somebody would like to do a Calypso walkthrough, then that would be probably much appreciated by the community.
Nice. Sounds good. Who's going to be presenting next, by the way?
Would be me, if I've understood correctly.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions for the?
Can you tell us a bit about the process that you do together, especially when you're in different places?
Yeah, sure. So overall, the process right now we're 5 people in the company, and then a good network of freelancers. We do all the development in-house. For the design, it's either me or then one from our network of designers. For now, we want to keep it so that we have the development in-house, mostly because for us it's a little bit easier right now to outsource the design because, well, mostly because it's earlier in the process. So if something comes up with it, there's a lot of time to correct the mistakes. Also with design, it's easy to see the mistakes. It's easy to fix them very early. But I would say most of the designs we do, or like that comes out from us, is made in house. And so the development is we have a 3-person development team. So I guess the process goes so that we get a case accepted, our offer gets accepted. By the way, our offers are always based on the hours that we estimate that we're gonna use, but 90% of the time we give a set price. So in other words, we carry the risk if there's something, if we surpass the hours and stuff. But for the client, it means that they know their budget and they know they're not gonna blow through it. And after that, it goes to design. We meet with the client, have a workshop to see what are the exact needs, what are the goals, what we want to achieve with the site or with the experience. And then after that, we get to the design. We usually design, depending on the case, 1 to 5 different iterations of the, if it's just a normal website case, of the front page of the website. And then we go through those with the client, and we see if one of those is a perfect match, or if it's going to be a combination of those. Then we iterate, and then we lock one design and one kind of design direction, all that typography and the general design guidelines. And then from there, we kind of, depending on the case and quote, we design the other sub-page layouts as well as PSDs. And then after the client has given a green light to those, we go into development. So at that point, the client knows exactly how it's gonna look like. Of course, all the interactions and little kind of details, hovers and stuff, those usually come afterwards. So from there we go to development, and then depending on the scope of the project, it's somewhere between 2 weeks to 3 months usually. And from there you pretty much have a ready site. And of course, again, once the site is ready, it's never ready. We want to keep working on it with the client. That's the process in a nutshell, I guess.
One question about the process. One question about the process. How much do you think about the capabilities, limitations, or strengths of WordPress when you do the design? What's the balance there? Is it like totally out of that let's focus on the target only,
right,
and think of the technology later, or is it already involved in some way during your design?
I would say, well, the truth is that if you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. That's what they say, right? So I want to kind of step out of that thinking a little bit, but at the same time, when we do the design, especially in-house, I have been working with WordPress and also developing with WordPress, so I very much know the limitations. So I don't do kind of any stupid design decisions that I know are not going to fly or are going to take a ridiculous amount of time to do just because it's not, it doesn't really work. So we want to navigate around those, and actually we have had cases working with some ad agencies that we have gotten because we also do development for a lot of different agencies, we have gotten some designs that we've right away seen that they're not based on any kind of grid, or it's like complete. You can see that it's not really done by a web designer. So that luckily never happens when we do stuff in-house. But at the same time, we want to make sure we kind of keep progressing and pushing ourselves with the design, so that we don't want to just stick to the same layout every time.
But I think the key point there is that when we do some styles offer, we talk in the office with Joonas and Mari and me, and think about what we can do, and could we do this kind of differently? Could we use some new technologies for this or something like that? So in the offer process there is also that development like eyes keeping track and giving comments.
Yeah, definitely. We wanna, before giving the offer, even before meeting the client, we want to kind of think what we can do, what we can bring to the table. And there have also been clients that, like, where we know that we're not the perfect match, so we've pretty much said no to those and said that maybe you should go ask here, because we know that will be a better match.
I have a couple of questions. One is
Go for it.
regarding the framework for making a theme. Do you guys use any framework like Foundation or Bootstrap? And the second question is, do you guys ever had a case where the client wanted to make custom pages from the backend because the client has some campaigns coming up, and so they want to make it look a little different, and they would want to have control of it so that they could put a slider if they want, but they could also just put a campaign call to action with an image and a button and anything they want, basically, and create their own if they have the knowledge to do so, and if they don't have the knowledge to do so. Have you ever come across this case?
Let me take the second one first, since it's not at the moment. Yes, we have, for example, for Smart, one of our startup clients, we've done, for example, their case studies pages are modular in a way that you can, if you want, you can add a case study video. If you want, you can add this and that, and if you don't, and you can kind of shuffle them around. But it comes to a point where, there's a lot of customization with that. If you create like a whole drag and drop kind of platform for a landing page, so we kind of try to find a happy medium where you're not able to customize everything, but it's designed and thought out so that most cases, 90% of the cases, fit the design limitations. Also because some companies tend to have, sometimes there is a problem that in some organizations, you give completely freedom, and then in the end that page doesn't really look on brand at all, or there's just way too much stuff, or it's sometimes good to have some limitations, I think, with that.
But you have made something.
Yeah, we have made not a complete drag and drop that you can do everything with it, but yes, up to an extent, so you can choose a slider or a video, or not have those and have like different layouts for texts.
Was it built on scratch, or was it based on certain frameworks and like
with scratch?
Yeah, from scratch.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like quite simple. We have in that plugin actually we have few modules predefined for the client, and the client can insert the content and select where it appears and the order.
Kind of using a section thinking that you can keep adding sections to a page.
So you guys don't use any kind of framework? You build everything from
on the framework question, we use like I said, we have our own, we call it Foundation, but it's not built on Foundation, the framework. It's our own conscious foundation, and it uses Bootstrap.
Okay. So all these websites, the examples you've shown, are all has Bootstrap framework?
Yes, actually, yeah.
And Bootstrap components as well?
Only a few, actually. Definitely not all of them.
Okay.
There's a lot of.
We use GUI bare bones Bootstrap, so we don't have every GUI element from Bootstrap included if we don't need those.
On some pages, on some cases, it's just the grid functionality, and then on some cases, if the site has kind of needed the UI functionality, and we have realized that already exists within Bootstrap and it's done well, we have not gone and reinvented the wheel with that, but taken those. But as a baseline, I think we use pretty much only the bare bones.
Yeah, it's all about minimizing the CSS and JavaScript for optimize the page load times, because we don't want any functionality we don't use, so like bare bones.
Small one. What about the SEO? All your websites, the ones that you build, all of them include already the SEO, or you sell it as a separate package for the companies?
Well, is that a sign that we need to get out of here soon?
No. Save energy.
Okay, well, very green company. So everything we do, all the websites we build, they're built, the development or every technical aspect is built from the viewpoint that it has to work well SEO wise. But obviously there's much more to SEO than just the technical SEO and how well you build it. So with some companies we have been doing some SEO work. With some cases the client does like the further SEO development, like optimizing the keywords and continually working on it. They do it themselves, and with some cases it's a third-party company that does it. But yes, I mean we try to keep SEO in mind in basically every turn with design and especially with development.
Thank you.
If there's no more questions, we can get to the beer. And yeah, feel free to say hi and ask any questions and go. Oh, they're not there anymore. Go follow us. Go check us out. And yeah, let's connect. Let's talk.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.